Hello and welcome to Coffee with the County. Today's episode is all about childcare, and I am with Brenda Butterfield, who is our Health and Human Services childcare licensor in Aiken County. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming back, and we're excited to talk childcare. There has been some things, we wanted to get an update of what has been going on with family or at-home childcare here in Aiken County. So how's things been going with childcare?
Well, it's been slower. We've had a decrease in homes. Currently we have 14 family in-home licensed homes, which is a decrease from the last time I was here. Some has been due to retirement, some is due to health reasons. One person has moved away, so our numbers are down, so we're always looking for new applicants. The Hill City area currently does not have any licensed family childcare homes, so that would be wonderful to get one up in that area again.
So if you're in that Hill City area and you're thinking to yourself, I want to start my own childcare facility at home, this is the time to do it, and this is the time to get a hold of Brenda and talk. It's funny you say that it's less now than it was the last time you were here. We've done some things where one of the family childcare moved into a childcare center, which creates more slots for childcare, and then we opened up a childcare center in Tamarack area, which adds a lot of slots. But net, when you lose the family childcare, we don't have as many childcare slots as we had the last time you were in here.
Correct. So the childcare centers are licensed through the state of Minnesota. They're not licensed at a county level, so I just wanted to clarify that. Mm-hmm. Yes, it added more slots and more opportunity for, people to make a preference of a family setting or a center-based setting. That really is a personal preference. But definitely, we want to offer enough slots in both arenas for people to be able to access.
Yeah, it's more and more difficult. Is it just a shortage of residents that want to start a childcare business? We're not unique in Aiken County to that. Is that what you're seeing across the state?
Correct. In our regional meetings, we're hearing that, license applicants have been down throughout Region 3, which is our northern region. St. Louis County is separate from that. They're such a large county that they've maintained a pretty good applicant pool. Other counties that are applicable to the size of Aiken County, we're hearing that licenses have been down.
I won't use the words not difficult to get a license, but it is really laid out to where you help along the way for them to understand about licensing. How long does it normally take a childcare provider to get licensed up and running with their family home?
So it's really dependent on the person. It is very self-driven. From start to finish, DHS wants us to process an application within 120 days.
Okay.
That's really the goal that they set for us. It can be dependent on if a fire marshal comes in and finds things that need to be corrected. That could take a little bit longer. Other than that, it's really paperwork, trainings, getting your home set up and ready to kind of take in that first child. Legally, you can provide non-licensed care for one unrelated family without being licensed.
Sure.
As soon as you surpass that one family that's not related, then you're required to be licensed in Minnesota.
You go from babysitter to childcare provider, right?
Correct.
So there are a couple of websites. I know we have a ton of information on the HHS website, but there are a couple of other websites where a family at-home provider would go through. You want to talk about any of those?
So there is a state website through the Department of Child, Youth, and Family Services that you can go find information on childcare licensing. Otherwise, they can call me and I can direct them, kind of talk through it, answer any questions that they have, kind of direct them in the right path that they're searching. That's what I encourage, is to call me. Ask any question. I get a lot of questions about, will my house pass inspection? So I will ask them, well, tell me a little bit about your house. Do you want me to come out and take a look at your house and walk you through what might be a barrier or things that you could do prior to considering licensing. So I've done that before to just be helpful rather than them going through the process and then finding out they might hit a hurdle in the middle of licensing.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate that. And I know I've heard, again, a couple of years back, I had the privilege of going out and visiting a lot of the child cares as we did a grant here, a lot of the at-home facilities, and everybody had such high marks for Brenda. They love talking with you, and you help them through, and thank you for that, and please continue to do that because we need more.
I enjoy the providers. I respect them very much for the time and the energy and the love that they give to the families they serve.
It's not an easy thing to do. It's really not. And your hope is that there are some people that are interested out there in continuing on with at-home child care providing, and if you are, like you said, get a hold of Brenda. She's very quick to help you and looks forward to helping you with that. How do they get a hold of you?
They can call Health and Human Services at 218-927-7200, and they will get the call to me, and we can connect and answer any questions that you might have.
There are some child care grants that I see are coming up from the state again that we'll look at applying for those again, so we can offer any kind of funding to help with child care providers getting up and running. So look for that out there in the future. If we do get awarded a grant, then we'll be passing on those dollars to providers that may qualify. There's a ton of different, because it's economic development, right? Child care is an economic development issue, and there's a ton of focus on that. So if you can't get a hold of Brenda, which I know you will be able to, call me directly, get a hold of me here at the county, and we'll make sure that we work things through and try to get you up and running as a child care provider. Is there any number on amount of slots that we're short right now in Aiken County? Do you guys run those numbers?
We don't typically run those numbers because it would be too difficult to maintain, that data. We more look at how many homes do we have in the county, what areas could maybe use more coverage for family daycare. That's really what we look at versus per se slots.
And our current providers, I know, and I haven't talked to any recently, but most of them were at capacity. Is that still the case? Are the ones that are open pretty much at full capacity, or are there available slots out there?
I would say not all of them are at capacity. The slots that typically fill and are at the highest demand are going to be your infant and toddler slots.
Yeah. Because
they're so limited. Each provider is only allowed to have a certain amount. So that is a hindrance at times. So we get calls about variances, which we're really picky about issuing with infants and toddlers just because of the supervision piece. Some providers have just decided, I don't want to be full right now. Mm-hmm. So they've taken on less children, but that still doesn't negate the fact that we need more choice, more coverage throughout the county of choice for parents to be able to utilize.
If you're listening out there and you're interested, please call in. Please get a hold of us, and we'll figure out ways to get that done for you. Brenda, thank you for stopping back in again and letting us know the child care update, the way that it looks in Aiken County. And hopefully we'll continue on a path of creating more child care at-home providers out there. And anything else you want to add at this point?
No, just thank you for having us back to give an update.
Brenda Butterfield, our child care licenser in the Health and Human Services Department here at Aiken County, and you're listening to Coffee with the County.